In a Malkavian's haven, they say you're never truly alone, and such is disturbingly true of Dr. Grout's mansion. Mismatched objects, trinkets of all types, books of every variety. You certainly get the sense you're in the home of a learned man, but also a being of highly organized chaos. Voices mutter across the marble corridors, prophecies, fortunes, threats, jokes. Piecing together these words seems futile, but as you wander deeper inside, you start to connect the dots. The multitudes of gasping howls are talking to you and you alone. A symphony of words and phrases which once drove you mad, made you claw the hair from your scalp and tear the skin from your muscles, are now grasping at your corpse-like body and dragging you deeper into the asylum. This is your home now, and these are your kindred, the many damaged souls of Clan Malkavian. The general consensus within the world of darkness is that the vampires of Clan Malkavian are mad. They are a clan, above all, feared by many due to the sheer spontaneous damage they could inflict on the vampire world. At the drop of a hat, many kindred whom desperately cling to the shadows could find themselves at the short end of a violent blood hunt, or a messy inquisition, all because a Malkavian believed it would be rather amusing to hand over some private details to the feds. However, this bias against the clan is perhaps an unfair one. Unlike many other clans under the night skies, Malkavians are typically very unique. Whereas various clans appear to have a united goal or code of ethics, whether that be having extremely structured hierarchies or sire-childer relationships, Malkavians operate rather chaotically on the surface. However, despite what would appear to be like disorder on the tip of the iceberg, if you dove a little deeper, you would start to unpack the threads which tie each Malkavian together, in what appears to be an invisible cobweb which both unites and entraps them in an elaborate snare. It would seem that every Malkavian, whilst each suffering a form of derangement, are not inherently the same. You'd be hard-pressed to find two Malkavians suffering the same mental affliction, of which their blood only exacerbates. In this installment, we will discuss what it means to be a Malkavian within the world of darkness, and the harsh, cruel world that they survive within night by night. So, if you enjoy gritty stories from dark universes, or want to learn more about the world of darkness, perhaps offer a like, or even subscribe, as it helps the channel immensely. As one of the 13 original clans, the Malkavians have their origins within those first civilizations of man. The clan themselves have very murky origins, but it appears that one thing is certain. The image of Malkav, the clan's antediluvian, is somewhat highly venerated and greatly mythologized. Unlike the tales of his contemporaries, Malkav is hailed by historians of his clan as being something greater than human. He wasn't the son of a king, or the primordial creation of Cain's childer. He was something much more ethereal. Some say he may have been an angel, a sort of biblical messenger sent to Earth. Others say that he was blessed with a vision by his sire, but this gift revealed itself to be a cruel twist of fate. These visions of which he had burned and left his mind wounded and ruined by what is now referred to as the Sight. Whomever Malkav's sire was truly had wicked intentions when embracing the man. A Malkavian's burden, especially in those distant and ancient times, was one of deadly cruelty, and many afflicted with the blood of Malkav were slain mercilessly for their vampiric gifts. Malkav, whenever he received the Sight, was driven into a state of perpetual fear. When he recounted the stories of his past, his embrace, and his origins to his childer, he would rarely state the same story more than once, changing it on every occurrence. As he sired more and more childer, growing the clan, they too began to manifest this wicked curse, that terrifying ailment plaguing every Malkavian embraced after him. Malkav, to some, may be dead. Within the Second City, after war had spread amongst the 13 antediluvians, it was said that Malkav was caught within the city of Petra, and was torn asunder by bronze knives and sharp teeth. However, Many Malkavians choose to believe in an alternative fate for their clan progenitor. Those Methuselahs of old, Malkav's original children, were said to have visited the spot where their vampiric sire had fallen. But instead of lamenting the death of their blood father, they began to lap at the vitae, which lay still wet on the cracked earth. His blood supposedly manifested itself within their bodies, plaguing their minds with his fractured spirit and forever tainting their bloodline with his horrific looming presence. However, this could all be but myth. That is, if you tune out those pesky voices. It is said that Cain, within the lands of Nod, proclaimed, "Those who are diseased, insane, or full of ill humors may not sire new vampires, for they will taint the blood." However, Cain's supposed dreams of vampiric purity were quickly washed away, especially by those of Clan Malkavian. The ritual of the embrace is an odd one for members of the clan. Whilst they do prefer to sire those who are of higher cognitive ability and may take up mortal archetypes of being artists, scholars, and scientists, there does not seem to be much correlation with a particular pedigree of person. A fallacy of the clan is that they choose people who are already suffering with mental illness. However, this is simply not the case. Their clan bane is inevitable. Even to neurotypical people, they will suffer what is known as a derangement. These derangements are rather intense and often typify a Malkavian's character for the rest of their unlife. For example, Jeanette Vorman, the owner of the club chain Asylum, developed dissociative identity disorder, manifesting in two personalities which were, for all purposes, entirely unique personas. Other derangements which manifest are completely at the mercy of the human mind, with afflictions such as OCD, schizophrenia, and memory lapses, all typical derangements which are amplified tenfold by Malkav's blood. These derangements may be entirely new within a kindred, but they may also develop stronger from a person's mortal mental condition. In the event that the embrace distorts and severely damages the children's mind, they may suffer a terminal fate known as becoming gnawed. Becoming gnawed is to be entirely consumed by one's derangement, that it simply manifests in either violent and perpetual outbursts or simply sinking into a catatonic state. This almost always ends in the termination of the childer. Yet how this is carried out is particularly vague. One report stated that a vampire in El Paso who became gnawed was transported away to an unknown location. Whatever their fate is after this is entirely unknown. They may have been dispatched elsewhere or could have joined the personal feeding stock of some depraved elder. If you're lucky enough to transfer into a somewhat stable existence as a kindred of Clan Malkavian, you will still be at the beck and call of your bizarre vitae. Malkavians, whilst having a very chaotic existence, are assumed to be a vastly disorganized clan. Sire-children relationships are sometimes completely non-existent, unlike in other clans where elder vampires are expected to take upon a parental role. However, whilst many may believe that the clan is disorganized and remains at the mercy of their instinctual chaos, such is inherently untrue. The vampires of Clan Malkavian are all linked by a supernatural network known as the Cobweb, or the Malkavian Madness Network. It is described by some as the nerves of Malkav, and whilst many Malkavians cannot fully describe its origins or even its history, some presume it comes from the ancient times, where the Methuselahs consumed the blood of Malkav and hence allowed him to transform into a being which transcends physical form. Many Malkavians may be completely unaware of what the Madness Network actually is, and believe it to be just another side effect of their clan's bane. However, some kindred of the clan utilize the Cobweb much like their own personal radio station. These messages that they perceive might be as benign as a little piece of advice, or Deus Ex Machina revelations. It is entirely unique to the clan, and even if another vampire learns the powers of dementation and Auspex, they may never learn the secrets of the network without being afflicted by Malkav's blood. Whilst it may seem as if the members of the clan may always be in tune with the future and can control the revelations of which many kindred would desire, Malkavians actually spend very little time connected to the utterances of the cobweb. Their fortunes are rather sparse, and some Malkavians may never truly understand its existence and try to block it out from their mind. Whilst the Madness Network is not a hotline for Malkavians to communicate with each other, they do have a means of organizing themselves into groups, from small communions to national, if not international gatherings. The Call is an ability unique to the Malkavian bloodline, which allows a kindred to supernaturally broadcast a location to instinctively compel all Malkavians within an area to flock to that specific point. The call itself is not something verbalized, and there is often no greater meaning behind the broadcast itself. Malkavians are simply compelled to travel towards it, as if their blood wills them to do so. These meetings may not result in anything of true importance, but they may also tell of dire revelations. It is an extremely powerful ability, which affects the minds of all members of the clan when performed. The Malkavians are an extremely interesting clan of vampires, but I have not explored every part of their crazy existence within the world of darkness. In the next installment of this two-part video, we will uncover the powers of dementation, their aptitude for prankings and clan relations, and their role within kindred society as perhaps the most distrusted vampires under the masquerade. Thank you for watching. I just want to say a massive thanks to all of the support again. We have just reached YouTube Partner, and I'm so proud of the community we have built here. If you have enjoyed this video, it would mean the world if you perhaps dropped a like, or let me know in the comments what you enjoyed and what you want to see next. If you really enjoyed this installment, perhaps even subscribe or join our Twitter for more updates regarding the channel. And so, until next time, stay safe and don't wander naively into the night.